All right, my name is Michael Parker. I'm a volunteer with the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program at the University of Florida. Today's date is October 29th, 2025, and I'm here at the home of Melvin Roalsvig, spelled R-O-A-L-S-V-I-G, in Beverly Hills, Florida. Mr. Roalsvig, would you please state your full name and when and where you were born?
Melvin J. John Roalsvig. I was born in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
And tell me, what's the earliest memory you have as a child?
Oh, I can remember
Having a chocolate drink?
having a chocolate drink
Where was that?
in Grand Forks. I'd go to the grocery store and order a chocolate drink, and they'd give it to me for some reason. I don't know why. But
All right, well, tell us about your childhood and any good memories or stories you might have about living in Grand Forks.
well, I don't remember much about it.
Okay. When do you remember living in Grand Forks? Do you remember going to elementary school?
I went to elementary school in Tacoma, Washington. My folks moved from North Dakota to Washington, Tacoma, Washington, when I was 5 years old, before I'd started school.
Speaking of your parents, could you tell us a little bit about your mother and your father?
My mother was a school teacher, and she was pretty strict. And she wanted me to be perfect for some reason. I don't know. And I was the only child, and she tried to have other children, but she lost two other boys due to a problem. I don't know what the problem was, but they only lived for a week after they were born. And
How about your father? Describe your father.
my father was a soldier during World War I. He was in the infantry. He was a farm boy in North Dakota. He lived in the western part of North Dakota, and he had health problems. During the war, he had health problems, and he ended up with one leg ending up shorter than the other. So he ended up walking on crutches for many years. And then he graduated to a cane and used a cane for many years. But he was never very active because he couldn't run, he couldn't hike. He did a lot of walking. He worked in downtown Tacoma and had to walk down the hills. He usually rode the transit back up the hills, but he walked down the hills, which are sometimes harder to do than walking up the hills. Anyway.
Well, tell us about your family life, growing up with your family, and how was everyday life?
My mother was very strict. My father was not very strict. He enjoyed life a little more than she did, but she was very strict.
How about your schools? Do you remember your schools that you went to?
I went to Franklin School in Tacoma Elementary School. Mm-hmm. I went to another school before that, Stanley School, I think it was called. And then I went to Stadium High School. Jason Lee Intermediate School and Stadium High School.
And where was Stadium High School?
It was in Tacoma, probably about 3 or 4 miles from where I lived.
And were you active in any sports?
I didn't. I had a job that I went to after found myself a job, and that was putting cigarette stamps on cigarettes for the grocery company.
All right. Did you belong to any clubs?
I belonged to several clubs.
Did you have? Were you involved in a rifle club?
I was in a rifle club.
Tell us about the rifle club, if you can.
Yeah, we fired 22s, but they were in full-size rifles. They were small caliber, but they fired much like a military rifle.
About when did you graduate from high school?
1940.
1940.
I graduated from Stadium High School in Tacoma.
All right. When you were growing up, were any of your family members or friends in the military?
No, but my mother always brought in military people who were in town, and she'd invite them for dinner, and on Sunday especially.
Sounds like a wonderful person.
Yeah.
What were you doing on December 7th, 1941?
I was up flying an airplane by myself with a neighbor friend, my age. We were up flying. I had rented the airplane, cost $5 an hour, and we were up flying that airplane.
And what happened when you landed?
We found out that the war had begun with Japan.
What did you do? Tell us how when and where or how you joined the military from there.
Well, I had joined the military, kind of joined it. I think I never was signed up for the draft or anything. I never signed up for anything, except I signed up to go in the military. And I didn't say whether I was going to go Navy or Army, except in my mind I was going to go Army because my father had been in the Army.
All right. What rank were you when you entered the service?
I was private.
Private. Were you a cadet also?
I was a cadet, yes.
And you enlisted?
Yes.
Tell us, after you enlisted, how did you get the basic training? Tell us that story, how you got there.
Okay. I enlisted, and within a month, I got called to report to Palm Springs, California. And they gave me 1 day to get there. Mm-hmm. And there's no way I could get there in 1 day except fly. So I bought an airplane ticket.
And you made it on time?
I made it on time. My dad says, you want to do what they tell you to do. If you don't do what they tell you to do, you're in trouble. So he steered me that way.
Did your training take place near Los Angeles, like Santa Ana?
I was at Santa Ana.
And what did you do at Santa Ana?
We did pre-flight training, it was called. It included all kinds of things, and I'm trying to think back. I know that there were a lot of things done that were pretty simple for me because I had taken pilot training already. And a lot of it involved pilot training, what you would do under certain circumstances.
Was there a lot of physical activity?
No.
Did you do a lot of running, jumping, jacks?
No.
No. Do you have any stories about basic training that you'd like to share?
Well, All I remember is the pilot saying, he says, "Let me out of here. You can fly this thing yourself. I don't want you to kill me too." So he turned me loose for my first flight.
Can you tell us about your first airplane flight? What kind of plane it was?
It was a Boeing, not a Boeing, a Piper Cadet.
I believe we were talking. You said it was a BT-13. Is that
BT? It was no.
no?
I flew a B-13 in primary.
Okay.
Yeah. A B-13 was a big single engine, low wing airplane. The one I learned to fly in was Piper Cub upper wing and tandem seating.
All right. Then what airplane did you start flying after the BT-13?
I went to what did I do?
Was it a Orion, I believe?
No.
SMJ or an AT-6?
Boeing AT-6.
Okay. And then after you flew the AT-6?
I flew a BT-13.
Okay. So tell us how you got to become a P-38 pilot from there.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I flew a P-39 first. I loved that airplane. It was extremely fast, and it would turn was all you had to do was think about turning, and it turned. and then I flew. I got checked out in the P-38, and it was like driving a truck compared to the first one. But it had a lot more capability, and it.
I take it you got good at it.
I got pretty good at it.
Okay. Tell us about your first solo flight in the P-38. What did you do? How you flew it? Where you went?
Well, the first solo flight was in a trainer.
Now, how about the P-38? The first time you flew?
Oh, the first time I flew a P-38. I have to think about that a little bit. Except I had flown a P-38 in training, and it felt like a big truck.
Okay.
Compared to the P-39, and it was. But it was a good, solid airplane, no question about it.
I'm curious, how did you keep into communication with the ground in the airplane? Did you have radio communication with the ground while you were flying?
We usually had, usually we were in formation, flying in formation, so you flew right close to the guy next to you.
How did you get selected to fly P-38s and not other fighter aircraft or other aircraft? Why did they say you should be in the P-38?
I don't know. I liked the P-38 after I flew it a while. I didn't like it at first. It was too big and heavy. But it performed, the later versions of it flew a lot better. The version I flew was a version that they sold to the British, and the British had asked for an airplane, a simpler airplane, and it didn't have any boosted controls on it. The airplane I flew had aileron control, was very light, and elevator control was very light.
All right. Well, tell us how you got overseas once they were told you were going, you received your orders.
Got on a train in California, rode a train. Across the country, it took 6 days to get across the country. We'd have to stop for every freight train that came along. We'd have to pull alongside the track and let them through.
And then from the East Coast, did you fly over to Europe or did you take a boat?
I rode on a boat for a month.
And you landed in Italy or did you land in England?
No, we landed in North Africa, and to let off a bunch of sailors. We had a bunch of sailors aboard. We let them off, and we stayed there for a couple of days, and then we went on to Naples, and Naples, Italy.
Mm-hmm. And tell us about, when you got off the boat, I take it you were at an airport or an air base?
No, I got off the boat. It was, there was no wharf. All the wharfs were full of overturned ships and whatnot, so we went over the side on a rope ladder, got on a lifeboat. They took us ashore.
Okay. And then you reported to the base where the airplanes were?
No, right. We reported to a place where they decided where we were going to go. Huh. Some of them went to one group, another went to another group.
And what happened to you? Where did you go?
I went to the 82nd Fighter Group, 97th Squadron.
97th Squadron. And do you remember the nickname of the 97 Squadrons? Devil something.
Devil
Cats. Devil Cats?
Devil Cat.
Devil Cats. Okay. So you were in the 15th Fighter Wing at the 82nd Group, 97th Fighter Squadron. Called the Devil Cats.
Yeah.
And how many are in a squadron? How many planes?
16 airplanes.
16. And so tell us about your average mission. What would happen? Breakfast or dinner on a day. What would happen?
Well,
would you wake up?
Wake up, go to pre-flight, find out where you're going, and then go back and put the rest of your clothes on. And actually, we were dressed, but we put another pair of socks on, or different shoes on. We put big shoes on, of course.
And what would you have for breakfast? What would be the normal breakfast that you guys would eat?
We seem to have eggs quite often. Eggs and what else was it? I'm trying to think. I can't think right now.
All right. Then you'd go out to the flight line, get in your plane, take off, and fly the mission.
Yeah.
All right. When you come home, what would happen?
We'd land and go and get briefed. Tell them what we did and whatnot. And then go home and grab a drink.
And what was your room like? Where'd you sleep?
I had a tent.
How many people were in the tent?
6.
Okay. Did you remain friends with those?
Yes.
People?
Very much so.
Do you remember their names?
Yeah.
Which names do you remember?
Well, Riggs.
Riggs?
And what's the other guy's name? I can't think of them right now.
You can see them, but you can't remember them.
I can remember the faces very well.
What'd you have for dinner? What would be a dinner?
I always had a very poor appetite, so dinners didn't mean much to me for some reason.
Okay.
I ate, but I didn't eat much. I kept pretty slim.
All right. Well, tell us about your first mission that you went on. You got in the airplane, So where did you go? What did you do? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember what position you flew?
I flew tail end Charlie.
Tail end Charlie. And what does tail end Charlie mean?
You flew flight leader, his wingman, element leader, and his wingman. I was the wingman of the element leader.
Basically in the back.
In the back. Tail end Charlie. Last airplane out of 4. And it's the one that was usually if you were attacked by somebody, they went after the last guy.
How many missions did you fly?
40.
Did you have a favorite mission that you can recall?
Well, I think I flew more than 40. I'm trying to think. It was 43, I think it was.
Okay. What was your favorite mission? Did it involve a train?
Oh, yeah, that's not my favorite one, however. But
Okay.
I flew out.
Tell me your favorite one.
Well, I think that was probably my favorite. I kind of, things happened. A lot of things happened to me.
All right, well, tell us the train story.
Okay. I decided I went after the train, and I picked the middle of the train. My wingman had gone home. I lost the wingman, so I was by myself. And the leader of the flight picked the engine, and I picked the middle of the train, thinking, well, there's usually a communications thing in the middle, but it turned out this one wasn't loaded that way. It had a bunch of ammunition in the middle of the train, and I blew up the whole train. Almost blew up the flight leader. Flight leader was just over the engine when it blew up. So he didn't get hit that bad, but he made it out okay. And his wingman, they did okay, but the whole train blew up.
And did anything happen to your airplane?
Yeah.
What happened?
It knocked one engine got knocked out. When I say knocked out, it quit on me. And it turns out that it broke up part of the engine off and it wouldn't run anymore, so it quit.
And were you able to fly it back?
Yes.
Did anything happen on the way home?
On the way home, I was making a landing and I was on single engine, been flying on single engine, trying to use up some gas that I had, and it quit. Engine quit, and I looked down and I realized I'd run out of gas. I've been burning quite a bit of gas because I was using a lot of power. And
okay. Yeah. And then what happened?
Trying to think.
You ran out of the power, and were you able to get it started again?
Yeah, yes. I finally got it started, but only after I was all set to land. It was all set to land, which would have been in the middle of a forest. Mm. And it was not a good place to land.
But you were able to land it on one engine safely?
No. The other engine started. The one engine started and I went around. Took off and I decided to go to Russia. So I headed for Russia. Russia was the closest place home. Mm. And I got as far as Russia. I got jumped by 2 Russian fighters. And I turned into them. And they broke off. So I continued on towards home, but I got as far as the Adriatic, mm-hmm. And I didn't think I could make it clear across the Adriatic. So I landed at an emergency field that was there. That was run by the Yugoslavs.
And they
So
took care of you? Did they take care of you?
They let me land, and I got picked up by another airplane and brought home.
What happened to that P-38 that you landed in Yugoslavia? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I never saw it again.
Do you have memories of your worst mission that you were on? I guess that could have been...
That was the worst one.
That could have been the worst. Your best and your worst was that same mission. Okay.
Everything else is pretty common.
And when Germany surrendered, where were you located?
I was located in Italy, and I had gotten another new airplane, so I could still fly that one, but we didn't do much flying after that.
All right. When you heard that Germany surrendered, what did the pilots do? Celebrations? Were there any celebrations?
You know, I don't remember doing an awful lot. All I knew is we still had a war to fight in the Pacific, and I figured that's where we would go.
What happened?
We stayed around until we got everybody out of the area. By that time, things looked not too bad in Asia either, so they sent me. I went back home.
How did you get home?
A lot faster than going. It took me a month to cross. Going across took a week and a half to come back.
Where'd you land?
Landed in New York.
New York. And from New York, did you make your way back to the West Coast?
Yes.
All right. What was your rank when you left the military?
First lieutenant.
First lieutenant. Do you recall any medals or special medals that you received while you were in the military?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know we had a general came and gave us medals. I don't remember what it was.
Well, but there were several medals.
Yeah.
When you got home, do you think the war changed you as a person?
Yeah.
In what way?
My morals were not as good as they were before. I've gone to church all my life and whatnot, and I deviated a little bit.
Yeah. But you got back on track?
Yeah.
What did you do after the war?
I went back to school. I'm trying to think. Not right away, but I went back to school at the University of Washington. I decided I was going to finish school.
What did you study?
Engineering.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
And the rest of your life, you were an engineer with?
Yes.
What kind of company?
Boeing.
Oh, you went to work for Boeing.
Yeah.
Where was Boeing located?
In Seattle.
And you were married at the time?
Yes.
Did you have any kids?
I didn't have any kids until after the war.
Okay.
I was married before I went in, and we didn't have any children until I got back.
Tell us how you got to Florida. How did you make your way here?
Oh, I'd been here before. We had a reunion. Our group had a reunion in Florida. We came down to Florida, and the weather got so bad they canceled it. our group meeting, 82nd Fighter Group meeting. And so I went home. And except I made a trip down to the southern part of Florida first, turned down to the tip, and then I don't know. And I stayed on the West Coast one day, and I stayed up north one day, and I stayed southern part one day. A couple of days. I stayed down south a couple of days.
And when did you move here permanently into Florida? How long have you been in Florida?
I went home after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been...
when did you move permanently from the West Coast down to Florida?
I just last year.
All right.
This year, I should say.
Yeah, you've been alive for 103 years.
Yeah.
Could you tell me some of the best memories you have of your life? Now, I know that's a long time.
Yeah. Well, I had some good memories, real good memories. Mm-hmm. I flew 30 some missions, and I was hoping I'd get them finished and go home and then go to the Pacific, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm. And how many kids did you have?
2.
What were their names?
Margaret and Christine.
I understand you like singing. Is there a special song that you like singing in the morning?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
You know, what's that song? Could you tell me?
Oh, I'm trying to think what it is. It has to do with, I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, I hate to get out of bed. The greatest thrill of all is to hear the bugle call. You gotta get up. You gotta get up in the morning.
Oh, it's awesome. Do you have anything that you would like to add to this oral history? Your oral history? Is there anything that you'd like to say?
Oh.
Maybe some advice to your...
I don't know. I was never frightened. I never saw anything like it. I mean, I was in a situation where very likely I was going to die, but I didn't believe it. I figured I'll find a way out. And I saw several accidents, but I figured I was above it. Somebody was helping me.
The wingman.
Somebody was helping me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I haven't. I was never afraid of anything.
Well, it's been my honor. And this ends the oral history of Mr. Roalsvig. Mr. Roalsvig, America, thanks you for your service.
Thank you.